Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope everybody is just doing well. And welcome to the stream, guys. And last week of September, and I think a lot of people expects, that Bitcoin should give us a red October, and basically, I don't think so. It should give us a red October, but definitely there is going to be a pullback because that pullback is what I would like to play. And, I think that's what we're going to play actually. And the plan is still the same. There is no change in the plan. So before we deep dive into alts, let's just focus on ETH. ETH played a very interesting, I would say, 3 hour setup. I gave it over the weekend. Perfectly, hit the take profits. Both the take profits were hit, and then it just went back down to the support of 2533, which I couldn't take it because I was away on Sunday. But that was a very good, retest. I would have said if took it. But anyways, it was a very very good retest, and I do think that the way ETH is pumped up, that's your clear 5 waves. I mean, that's like a finishing this whole 5 waves. I mean, we were right with the ABC on the lower term time frame, and the way Ethereum broke out of this channel, it's clearly indicating that it's so damn bullish, which means at this point ETH is looking for an impulsive move practically. So that's your wave 1, that's your wave 2, that's your wave 3, that's your wave 4, and we are still going to have one more push up for the order block that we have around 2702 to 2701 for the wave 5. So that's going to be our 5 waves. And I believe that as we have broken out of the lower term time frame, it's like we have broken out of this whole lower term time frame trend line. I think this is still going to be really really interesting from the perspective of the wave count, because this can be A, this can be B, and we can just might be doing A, B, C. I mean, another bearish wave count, but let me tell you, because the bear count gets invalidated only and only if ETH tries to go above 0.886, because if it just goes above 0.886, it don't make sense for you to be bearish anymore. So practically then would be a very interesting irregular expanded flat on ETH, just going to be like making something like this, the way we have seen in the past. So we go like this, we go for another ABC pullback over the weekend, but we're just not going to go under 2500. We're just going to hold it up, we pull up like this, we go for another interesting ABC, and then chop up to just take the liquidity like this. So we just go up here, take the liquidity, and then because we have a nice order block on the 4 hours as well, and huge resistance at 2890 as well. So practically speaking, I'm looking for a very good pullback on ETH. The pullback I'm expecting would be somewhere around 2,550 to 2,520 dollar levels. That's what the pullback I'm aiming for. On Ethereum. Overall, guys, it's bullish. Why? Because ETH Bitcoin, just look at it, it has flipped it, guys, and it's just finishing its 5 waves. That's the reason, basically after this 5 waves is done, I mean, we're just looking for the 5 waves over here. So practically that's like a small 1, 2, that's going to be our wave 3, 4, and we're going to see wave 5 like this. So once this wave 5 is done, we will see some pullback on ETH Bitcoin for a retest of the lower end of the range lows. I'm gonna like a 3-tap setup eventually. So once we get this 3-tap, that's going to be like a very interesting accumulation, and also goes along with the plan for a week of accumulation. A very interesting week off is forming over here with the deviation. So the bigger picture would be on Ethereum. Practically would be that this is going to be your wave 1, that's going to be your wave 2, might just slightly go under, but that's fine. And then you're going to see wave 3 blasting up towards a 491, wave 4, and it's just going to push up probably towards as I mentioned, the daily resistance of somewhere around 5371. Wave 3 can be slightly exceeding, somewhere like this. Again, wave 4, and then wave 5 is going to be like 5400 daily resistance actually, which means that Ethereum HTF is in full-fledged play. the next dip, wave 2, would be for buying, meaning that if let's say this whole the bottom is in, I mean like a double bottom sort of thing, if that bottom is in for Ethereum, then normally, I mean, I would not like to see that deeper wave 2. So that's not your wave 2 actually. The overall structure is bearish on the higher term time frame. In case if we get a pump up to 3600 in the next few months, that's going to be the big short in my view. Not gonna be bullish at that point of time. I'll just take profit and run would be sort of scenario. Because we have a double bottom, as you can see. I mean, we just went down to 951 Fibonacci levels. Normally wave 2 should not go that deeper. Wave 2 should be somewhere around a maximum 786, can go to 886, that's fine. So looking to ETH, what we are expecting, as I mentioned, one more push up. I just wanted to take the liquidity around here, and maybe if what if this is ABC, then we might see one more down like this. It's like a accumulation happening. Just imagine it's like an accumulation, and once we go down with the deviation on the downside, in case if we are lucky, I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, but in case if we go for the deviation, that would be the perfect deep buying opportunity in my view. For like, because right now everything is FOMO. People are like, it's topped, it's bottomed, and we just want to run it up from here. October is coming very, very soon. So we might see a little bit surprise in the beginning of October with, a pump and a dump sort of thing. And that dump is going to be like temporary dump, and the market is more likely going to see a big reversal going into mid of October and November. So in my view, I just want to see, the price for ETH by end of this September or September close. I want to see somewhere around, somewhere around 2,300 to 2,350. That's what I would like to see. So that would be the good opportunity to accumulate spots for ETH. So let's see. But this is going to be like a very interesting, a bigger accumulation that we are watching, or I am watching basically. So the worst case scenario, this is just going to be like a worst case, and as an Elliot wave trader, yes, you should have that sort of a watch just in case of a worst case scenario. You can also form a triangle, but I don't think triangle is going to form here unless Bitcoin starts rejecting heavily today and it just goes under previous month value area high of 62,171. So if Bitcoin starts closing at 62,171, then would mean that Bitcoin is just going to dump it back down to fill the whole fair value gap around 60,000, and probably it's going to go down to the September opens of $59,000. That is going to be a very interesting scenario at that point of time. Normally we have seen September never closes green, except in 2023 we saw for 3% close on September. So practically if we are closing like 10% in September, it's going to be slightly tricky as to what October is going to bring for the overall month, because I think October everyone expects they expect that October should be green. Everybody expect. I mean, it's what it usually used to be, and but we might just probably get a trickier part over here for the October. It all depends on how we close September. Basically, I just won't like to see Bitcoin closes September around 59k, or maybe slightly under 59k would be very, very nice. So that gives more confidence for me that hey, let's buy the dip opportunity and probably just run it up for the October. So that dip is what I want so badly. The reason being because normally in October we have seen, I mean, if you really want to say that we want in October, as I mentioned yesterday as well, if you remember the chart that I posted, what was that? It was on CMEs or on perhaps, I'm not sure. But October is going to give you a minimum of 22%. That's what the historical data says. So practically either it's going to be like, the October anywhere, like let's say we close here, 22% bounce for October is going to be crazy basically. So it's like, if you're just bouncing from here, it's gonna be like 22%. A minimum would be taking it around $80,000. And then November, it can just probably take it to around $85,000 for the wave 5. So it's gonna be slightly tricky in my view for October. So you really want to dip to the equilibrium, as I mentioned, around 59k, and under 59k would be nice, so that 22%, just dump it up, and that 22% would be so nice for the month of October. Basically, either we pump from here 22%, it's gonna be $70,000 in October. Can even pump it up to new all-time highs in October, and probably November another 6 to 7%. We want enough side forming a 3 drive, and maybe December we just go for a reversal, sort of thing. So practically this is what. Now I also I was studying a lot on the weekend, and what I found was a very good week of accumulation pattern basically that we have. Now that week of accumulation pattern is so true, and it's very very likely actually. So let me show you the week of accumulation theory basically. So I'm just gonna copy paste the chart and post it on this trading view. Just give me a moment. So meanwhile the chart is loading. You know Few of also are looking so great. For example, Tao, I want Tao to reject 161 and give us a retest of the green line of $360, but it seems I just don't want to give it. So I think right now what Tao wants is it's just from most likely doing a bigger impulsive move here, meaning that we have just broke out of 1886, which means that Tao is likely going to go for three Fibonacci levels, and can you look for 3414, but I'm just looking to target 2414 max at this point to finish up this move. So very likelihood that we have took the liquidity here. Now that we have liquidity around 625 for Tao, I think what you should be looking for on Tao is, if you do happen to see any pullback, decent pullback towards a double top, basically the order block that we have around 485 to 482 dollars. I think we can see another round up to $650. Practically you have a very strong support basically. So that's the support level that we are looking for on Tao. At this 489 is a good support, and also on the 12 hours there is an auto block as well beneath these levels. On the 4 hours we don't have any auto block. 1 hour nothing. Yeah, so basically this is a very interesting levels, 489, like a double top support that we have. So that would be, a retest would be a very nice scalp in my view for some sort of a move up towards $650, and might even retest the current yearly open. I'm expecting it to reject the current yearly open of $700, because the impulsive move would consider to be some sort of a 5 waves, meaning that is going to be simply wave 1, and the wave 2 should definitely should come. Week of accumulation. Okay, so that's what we have for Tao. Very interesting. I think I should agree and I should accept it. I literally fucked up the FET chart actually. If you remember, I gave it the bottom of FET around $1, and I literally booked it for like 5%, sorry 6% to be precise, and I was like, it is going to probably give us a retest. So that was like a very greedy part on my end, and that retest, it did not just give me any sort of a retest, but yeah, I was very confident that it's just gonna fly. But that was the dump, $1 move that we got on the FET. Right now it's just following its 5-wave move on an upside. Practically either there's going to be like A, B, and C, or like 1 2 1 2. But for now what I'm seeing is, if you look at the daily time frame on FET, there is no bear divergence and it's looking bullish. Looking to the weekly is definitely damn. Weekly is just at RSI 50, which means that if FET closes here, it's going to retest the RSI 50. That's going to be the best buying levels for FET, which means that FET can start a big bull run. Actually, I'm not kidding over here, practically. So that's going to be over, any 20% pullback, I think would be a very good pullback to buy FET. So what it can do is probably from here, we can sweep up the highs like this, like 5 waves, and we go for A, B, and C for the wave 2 to support, as I mentioned, 1.3 to 1.28. Can even go for the white line, 1.2. It should not go beyond $1. So that's no, clear no. And from there we continue upwards to, as I mentioned, $3 and maybe 3.5. So that's going to be a very interesting, if I would surely want to have this sort of a move on a FET, because that is going to be 130% move, and I'm going to buy heavy on this. I'm just going to put probably $500,000 on this, and try to convert into $1 million probably, with the just playing spots, nothing else. So I think this is going to be a very interesting run up in coming days. um Tower we already discussed. FET. One more alt, we can just say probably render. So render is also lagging a lot, honestly speaking. But coming to the point we are looking over here is, um, I just wanted the render to probably give us the retest of 3.8 and then probably should pump up. The only problem with that is it just, I don't know, everything front run me actually. Basically, nothing gives 0.786, nothing, not even a single others as well. Others crypto market cap basically. So what the plan for a render would be irregular expanded flat, meaning that we go up here 4, 5, and then we go for something like this, maybe double bottom sort of thing, and then we run up. So that's going to be like a very good move for render. If render is also bullish in my view, we are still under this trend line. The way FET broke out, render is yet to breaking out of this. We need a little bit more accumulation, so we still have time for render. And if you just look at the logarithmic chart on render, it's so damn bullish. It's just like, we had a wave 1, we had wave 2, we had wave 3, and right now we just finished the wave 4. Practically the bottom was around 3 point something, 64 or so. So practically your next profit target for render would be somewhere around $20 to $24. So which means that AI bull run is on horizon. AI is going to see one more interesting push up for this whole bull run the way they started it. I think the next dump should be for buying AI coins. I think FET is hot, so you can definitely go for FET. You can buy render as well. They both are looking so nice. Tao, of course, it can literally go to the price discovery mode by roughly going to around, in my view, $2,000 to $2,300 easily. So yeah, that's what I have for AI coins. Let's also check XRP, one of the interesting coin. So far, I mean, XRP is one of my favorite coin. I've played it, so whenever I've played it, I've made a big amount of money on XRP. I've literally tried to catch every big move on XRP since I've been trading it. But since like 2024, I have not traded XRP. Not a single day goes by I've traded XRP. Not a single day. I've not took a single trade on XRP in 2024. I think 2023 last I took that trade and it went massive as well. Like this trade that we took it to 95 1 cents. That was what I took it in 2023. That's all. And after that I did not took anything, because my bigger plan for the XRP is still that even though we have broken out of this, I'm still waiting for it to flip the green line. A lot of people ask me that, hey, why are we not taking XRP? Just look at this chart over here. You see there are two very important things about XRP. So this was an earlier support around 34 cents. Again, you have a double top 34 cents, and once we have a breakout, XRP just run up from 34 to roughly around 77 cents. That's where your resistance is. And then 77 cents, 76 cents is your resistance always. Every damn time that has a resistance on the weekly. We never close under or above. Once we start closing under, a big pump or a big dump happens. Practically, you see, we never ever closed above, practically. So that is your resistance. So anyways, you still have equal highs over here. You have a nice liquidity up there. So practically what I'm watching on XRP is, once definitely XRP on the weekly have flipped the the white line that you're watching. That's a nice support that you have. So if XRP just flips the green on the weekly, trust me, you can get 20 to 25% move on an upside, And even if, let's say, you want to go right now, I would say just wait for like few more days and you can simply buy with the October. Why? Because look at the other crypto market cap just went to 786 Fibonacci levels. And what I'm watching is the 5 waves completion over here. Now that 5 waves can be intermediary 5 waves, that 5 waves can be just like fifth wave of wave 3, and we still have one more push up. Possibility is always there. But what I'm watching is the move that we are watching is an impulsive move in a B wave, practically with a declining volume. And hence you have to be very, very careful when you're playing this sort of a move when we literally at 786, 886 Fibonacci levels and a resistance. And hence I would suggest whatever you play right now, just play it as a scalp. Don't play it as a swing, because the dump should happen every damn time we have seen. You know, every damn time we have gone into October, before October, like few days back, before October begins or some sort of a big event happens, there comes a dump, and that dip is going to be for like a buying the dip opportunity sort of a thing. So that should happen in my view, practically. Good afternoon, bro. Sure. Yes, I'll be giving a lot of spot trades. I'm just waiting for the dip, because I'm damn sure the dip will happen, and that is where we buy. We can go big on spots actually. So that's what I have for XRP, my friends. Also, whenever you charge Bitcoin, you should never forget Litecoin, because normally Litecoin tends to give you a directional biasness. If Litecoin is bullish, then I think the whole market will be bullish. But if Litecoin is bearish, the market would be damn bearish. And you see, what Litecoin did is just did some sort of an A, B, C actually. Even though I have a harmonic that perfectly, played out, not exactly played out, but it perfectly bounced off my 0.886 Fibonacci levels on the weekly time frame. But if you look at here on from the perspective of the range, what Litecoin did. Now, ideally, if Litecoin can flip 68, would be nice. But what Litecoin did is forming some sort of a PO3 over here, which I am seriously worried about it. So this is going to be some sort of a PO3 probably till here. And maybe if this is a deviation, the way sort of it's proving like a deviation. If today we are closing this way, then we are going to see Litecoin dumping to 55. The only reason Litecoin can dump means that Bitcoin should also be able to dump. Everything else should give us that, dip buying opportunity. And the $55 would be the bottom for Litecoin in my view, which means that the Bitcoin bottom would also be roughly around anything under 59K. The best in my view would be around 55K, but I'm not sure whether it's going to get it or not. The only way to get is if USD dominance goes for a bigger wave 2 actually, or a wave B sort of thing. I'll just come to a touch upon that point. So at this point, Litecoin is all giving me a clear vibes that very likely we might see, if this PO3 is playing out, we might see, the market just goes for a dip before, October pump. And the October pump is going to like a V-shaped recovery, and that is going to be very quick, so that, the November 8 is going to be your November 3, I think. It's on November 3 or 8. I think it's on election is on November 3, I think, this time. November 8 or November 3, I'm just confused. I had the exact date, but anyways. So you see, I mean, Litecoin is definitely giving me that vibes. Solana, I mentioned yesterday very clearly that, not yesterday, but on the live stream, the last live stream, that this green box is going to give you that bounce. It gave that bounce and it had a retest to the equilibrium for a shorting opportunity. Now that green box is clearly, in my view, flipping. Practically, what does it mean for Solana? I would like to see Solana, being dumping back down to retest the support. And if we are holding here on the daily, it would be very nice to buy it and to run it up like this for some scalping opportunity for wave 1-2 sort of the thing. But if Solana lose this, then we have a big problem again, because that would put Solana move as some sort of A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So practically, I really don't want Sol to take this lows of 127 now. That's an absolute biggest invalidation you will ever see on Solana. You really don't want that. And hence 133 to 134 is the levels probably you want to see Solana hold that level at any cost whatsoever. So yes, definitely we'll buy some spots there. In case if we lose that, we will sell it for, even if we have to book some small losses. But that is a very good risk reward and looks so nice with the PO3 over here. So you see the PO3 is perfect. You go an accumulation over here, a little bit accumulation, and then went for the deviation. The price has now reclaimed it. So just give me the pullback for a retest. So definitely it's a big buy. The theory tells me that you should buy. The volume looks great as well. So we will be buying it. We will surely be buying it. So now the week of accumulation is here. Let me show you as well what I was. Perfect. So this is the Bitcoin chart, and yes, we do have week off. Normally the bottom forms with an accumulation. If you remember, we formed bottom in like around 30k. If you remember, in 2021, I'm not sure how many of you guys remember it, but when we formed a bottom, you see, like this, after a heavy dump. So we did, sweep the highs, like just went up the highs, and then out of nowhere we dump it out. We swept the lows, accumulated, and then we started a run up. Practically, this is a very likelihood scenario in my view, and which also means and bring to my point that yes, you might feel that, hey, what TM is rubbishly talking about. At one point he's saying October is going to be bullish. At one point he's saying that this pattern is likely. What the hell is he talking about? Yes, now this thing is very crucial. In case October overall is going to be bullish, okay, we're going to see green October. Now that doesn't mean that it's simply going to give an up only. Yes, normally October is always like up only. It never gives you the dip. Always. I mean, 2023 you see, 2022, 2021. We have made a video. I have posted it. I think we discussed over the previous streams as well how the October looks like normally. So basically, if we are talking about this sort of a price action with 3 waves moves or a structure, then definitely, I see that the new all-time highs can be achieved in this fashion. Basically, I mean, and with this price action, not a fashion, but a price action basically. And this is perfectly fitting with the week of accumulation, that we are having it. Let me show you. And that's healthy as well. I'm not denying that it's not healthy. It's going to be very healthy. The correction itself is going to be so healthy at that point of time that we can expect, Bitcoin to just give us a very interesting move. Just give me a moment. Yeah, so look at this. So we might just probably look for a week of accumulation pattern. So if you do that, I'm just trying to get my week off. You got a AR, you got an ST. Now you're getting this. Perfect. No, I don't want a spring. Yeah, this one is fine. See. If this plays out, which I don't know whether it should play out, if this plays out, October will be green, but it's not going to give you 20% bounce. It's just most likely going to a little bit sideways, and probably even this move you were watching, probably that should even happen in the mid of October, and then since after October you will see an impulsive move on an upside, where the election is coming. You see this week off, you guys then can watch it over here. So I'm just going to probably hide this for now. So you see, so that's your SC over here, that's your AR, and that's your ST, and that's gonna be like, as I mentioned, just take the liquidity and go to the PS, levels. So we go up there for the liquidity. We go for the 5 waves downside. A worst case scenario, ST in phase B in October itself, and October goes for like this, like a V-shaped recovery and a reversal. A little bit accumulation happens like this, and then we run up, flip, and we go up for the new all-time highs. Practically, I mean, this is going to be like the worst case scenario for Bitcoin. And I'm going to take my chances to short Bitcoin actually, whether you like it or not. But I am personally going to short Bitcoin anywhere above, the best short level will be 65.2 to 65.5 with an invalidation above, my short levels for Bitcoin. I just want to try short actually because this looks so nice, perfectly goes with my theory and what we have been discussing is like few days. So I don't want to deviate with my theory. My take profit target ideally would be equilibrium. I don't want to be very greedy actually. So yeah, that is going to be my invalidation, like 3% invalidation. That's it. Okay, that's going to be invalidation. That's first take profit targets. And in case if we go for a sweep of the lows, just a liquidity pool, that's going to be a very good 8R. So minimum we can make 3R. How much R? 3R. No, 3.9R. And on the bottom, on the downside, it would be around, 8R setup. A very good 8R setup. So practically, I think this is the most favorable scenario, I mean, at this point, because there are a lot of confluence, even though I would not like to play this way. But yes, still we have some confluences. So let's see, October, if not pump, then we're going to short it. We can still make good amount of money. Remember, the dump we should be getting on the downside would be very quick, and it should make everyone so bearish. Again, it should not give you, like a fairy tale sort of thing that, hey, I mean, that this is it, and we're just going to go for a reversal, blah, blah thing. And everybody going to be so bearish that they're going to be screaming 45, they're going to be screaming 40, front on everyone. Just go for a wick, take the liquidity, boom, and go for the new all-time highs. Should be so damn nice. So this is a very high I've researched it over the weekend, guys. I've spent a lot of time in doing this thing. A week off, it perfectly fits with the fibs, it perfectly fits with the way the theory tells me, because I would have not consider even this week off if there is no 3 waves A B C. If this would happen 5 waves like this, I would have literally not even showed you this week off, honestly speaking. But we went up with ABC. There has to be something. The ABC move has to be something, has to be. So let's see how that shit plays out. And with the lower term time frame, and as I mentioned, I'm expecting on the lower term time frame to go to take the liquidity on the downside. I'm expecting it to go to this order block for Bitcoin. I mean, this is the only way we can look for some long opportunities, or let it flip the previous week highs around 64,150. Then we can long. Either we long here. Now we're not gonna follow 15 minutes. We're gonna follow 1 hour. So we flip 1 hour. We can long it to 60. 5 point, the previous month highs that we have around 65.6. So practically on Coinbase, as I mentioned, I would be shorting 65.2. Yes, I would be shorting not 65.2, but I would be shorting 65.5 to 65.6. The stop loss would remain same because there is a nice confluence of the previous month highs. So just take the liquidity on the previous month highs and go for something like this on the downside move to start. By end of the September with a big move on the downside like this would be so nice to see. Sudden sell-off would just probably wreck everyone because a lot of people have accumulated heavily. I mean, just look at the strategy. Our strategy have been printing so heavily on the weekend. I don't know how many of you guys are using it. So just watch it. This was Saturday, profiling. This is how the Saturday played out. That was your value area low, and that was your POC, and that was a value area high. So when what happened, during the Sunday, basically. So this was Saturday, and so that is your Sunday basically. So the Saturday ended here, and that's your Sunday. So just look at how the Saturday POC was. So your value area low was around 62,944. That was your value area low, and your POC on Saturday POC, previous day POC, was around 63,095. You just have to wait for the price to, because if just look at here the replay. I mean, we were here multiple times. Just look at this. So what happened during this whole scenario? I mean, this was the value area low, that this was the VWAP. So if the price starts reclaiming these levels, basically 62,953, if we can reclaim it, and if this VWAP is above the value area low and the price is above the the value area low, it's a good buy signal. So just wait for it, whether it did or not. Just watch it. So the price flipped, VWAP, but the VWAP is still under the value area low. So no long at this point. Now that the value area low has been shifted on the downside, we want to see the price flips up. Perfect. You see now at this candle. So the value area low has been moved on the downside, and we want to see if the price flips this VWAP, this green candle currently we are getting with the volume. If this close above and we get a flip, you see, we closed above, this candle was closed, this was the flip, you were buying. So practically this is going to be a good scalp from here, this levels, you buy it at 62.7, and your take profit targets would be the previous day POC, which is around 63,100, and the previous day value area high of 63,248. That's it. You take profit and run. Unless the price flips the previous day value area high. If it flips, you continue. If not, then you simply wait for the next opportunity. So at least you're gonna get one TP hit, in my view. Ideally, you see, you got one TP hit for the previous day POC, and then the price starts rejecting back, but the price is holding up value area low as well as the price is holding up, and you got both the TP hit over here. So that was a good scalp, and then you have closed it. So now wait for more opportunity to come. In case if you played it nicely, because there was an order block, 15-minute order block, the current imbalance that we had around here, this imbalance was with a big sell. So practically the liquidation should be above around 63,600. That should be a liquidation. So wait for some good interesting buying opportunity. And the interesting thing is there is an order block over here, and you have a value area low. So if you really want to play slightly, if you really want to play off strategy, what you should play as a trader, price action trader, you have a value area low around these levels, the current developing value area low, as well as you have an untouched value area low of the Thursday, 19th of September. And that is where you had imbalance as well. So practically, this is a very good levels to, and you also have two order blocks. So you say 15 minutes order blocks, not two, three order blocks you have. So that is a very good levels to, scalp it probably. And this is how, and your stop loss should be under the order block. And your take profit targets ideally would be, as I mentioned, just look for 1 hour, 2 hour setup. 1 hour would be the POC over here. You target the POC, and then you definitely target the value area high like this, 2 hour. If it gives you, I'm not sure whether it gave us, but in case if it gives, this is how you play actually. This is how you play. It took you out and then it just pumped up, but that's fine. If you are out of it, it pumped up, the price again reclaimed this levels over here. Okay, the VWAP is flipped. The price is above the VWAP. You go for long opportunity around these levels, 63,468, and from there you look for another OB or the previous week highs. So that way you can, should be another scalp over here, and your stop should be under this. Your take profit target ideally should be 1 hour or 2 hour, depends. So you can target 2 hour easily. I mean, you would have made at least 1.8 hour. So 1 hour you'll make it easily, and 1.5 as well. But if you target the 2 hour, you might just probably, if it hit 1 hour or anything above 1 hour, you should take profits or move your stops to break even so that you don't end up losing. But yes, definitely 1 to 1.5 hour easy you can make it. with this strategy. Now wait for you would have got another scalping opportunity. Just wait for it. If it flips or reclaims the VWAP again, you see. So the VWAP was above the value area high, very bullish, and we got an auto block. The price reclaimed it. We closed here. As you can see, this candle we closed under, and this candle is slightly going to close green. So the next candle you should be buying again. Actually, just buy any retest. So you got the very close retest. I mean, just the order block that you have, the POC moved up. That is going to be a stop loss under the VWAP, and just target the previous week highs. That's it for 2.5 hour. Might go more, might go less, I don't know, but the 2 hour should be nice for you. So it went 2.5 hour, maybe even beyond. It went like around 4 hours. So if you lost one trade over here, or if you lost one trade over here, you will easily make money with this. So I think this is a very good strategy, guys. Very easy one. It applies on everything. You can use it on alts. You can use it on, everything. Now a lot of people ask me that, hey, we are not getting the VWAP. So if you go to, the what do you say? 1 second. I think my chart got stopped. Yeah. So if you go to the VWAP, and there would be a style over here. I mean, it's a default indicator. We don't use it anything else. It's just a VWAP. Okay. So just look for this script, VWAP with period by Neolao. This script. Use this one. A VWAP with period by Neolao. This is what, just use the script. Add to your favorites, use it, and automatically it's going to draw the VWAP. That's it. Automatically. Just, if you hide the VWAP, it's going to go. Okay. So Ethereum, same plan I have, my friend. I think I've discussed already with the plan. What I discussed is a small push up on ETH, a little bit pull back to 2550 to 2540 can be a good scalp, and I would like to see a sweep of this, a retest of 2850 2860, and from that I would like to see either the sweep of the lows, because you have a double bottom. This can be ABC, or it just probably going to make lower, not higher lows, but lower, not lower lows, but higher lows like this. It's just going to pump up. My target for ETH eventually is that either this is bottomed, or it's just most likely going to form this ABCD pattern. It's just going to follow this ABCD pattern, whether we are bottom with a double bottom sort of thing, or we simply just probably going to see one more downside like this, and we go for an impulsive move to 3,500. Eventually we are likely going to see a retest of this order block that we have around 2,390. So that's where we will see whether we want to build a swing, because we don't want to dump to 2,319 5 waves. You want to see that move on the downside in ABC. If we dump, because if the price is let's say if the price is impulse, if you're getting an impulse like this, the only way to see whether the impulse can be sustained means that you need to see ABC move sort of thing, which means this is going to be corrective and then it's going to run up more. But if we are seeing this downside move, instead of 3 waves, we are seeing 5 waves, which means that, this impulsive move was a corrective impulse. This is like up channel. This is like a, part of like a bigger correction that we had. So practically then we would be looking for a move to sweep the lows, as I mentioned, for Bitcoin. Might play the this week of accumulation. I'm not sure whether it's going to play, but this perfectly fits with the theory that we have. Along with the USD dominance, as I mentioned, we also have a triangle formulation. So in case if we are holding this USD dominance over here with a triangle formulation, what we can do is, or like a pennant sort of thing, we can do something like this, and we can just have the breakout maybe one more time like this for the USD DOM, and then we can just probably dump down. Possibility is always there. Overall, I'm damn bearish on USD dominance. Eventually, it is going to give us the 3.64%. It should give us, no matter what, in my view, it should give us the 3.64% before we simply look for more retest or like another bear market. Because just look at the RSI on the USD dominance. The weekly RSI is simply going to retest the 50%, and I expect a bounce from there. The bounce should be forming a very good bear divergence over here, and that's exactly what I'm expecting on the USD dominance. That it should give us a bounce. It should give us a bounce. Similarly, if you look at the daily is another, forming a very interesting, might form a bull divergence, if you can just probably dump down. So looking to the structure, either if not a triangle, it is going to form 1-2-1-2 sequence. What does it mean? It means simply that, it's just probably going to see something like this, or maybe just, a little bit more accumulation and just sweep down, which means that Bitcoin goes up to 65.5, 65.6. We sweep down and go for A, B, C, move one and upside, wave 2, and then we further dump like this. So that's going to be your wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4, 5, something like this. That's going to be the 5 waves then. So yeah, I mean, we have two options, but I think my preferable option, if you really ask me, would be this: a slight pullback, like Bitcoin retest the levels as I mentioned to 62 point something on the lower term time frame, like the order block that we have around $62,000. Just go there, give us, and dump down to sweep the lows of 5.11, bounce from there for ABC October, dip, so that we can buy in October, and then just straight away dump like this. That is going to be so nice, which will also mean that Ethereum ETH BTC is literally going to outperform. Ethereum might not just sweep the lows, it might just probably hold the lows, as I mentioned, like making not lower lows but the higher lows, and Bitcoin making lower lows practically. So the money would start slowly and gradually flowing into ETH at that point of time. It makes it more interesting for ETH to run up 50 to 60% minimum from those levels. Similarly, as I mentioned, we should definitely be buying FET. Just choose one: FET, RNDR, or TAO. So you can buy either TAO or FET, or you can buy only FET. I would suggest FET. Why? Because it have a lot of potential for an upside. The risk reward is very nice. The downside risk is very limited. So I'm just going to go with FET. I would just ignore RNDR for now. Second, Bitcoin. Third, Ethereum. Fourth, Solana is for sure I'm buying. And the fifth coin, I'll probably be choosing between INJ, because INJ looks great as well. Or simply what I will do is, the fifth thing I would do is, instead of, I would be having INJ, I would simply probably, just have a coin margin longs on ETH, so as to, play the ETH Bitcoin position. This ETH BTC long play over here at 0.04. So you can play that as well. It all depends, but this is what the alts I'm looking for, guys. XRP, as I mentioned already, we should be buying once it flips the green zone. So that's it, guys, and for today's stream and the update that you have. If you like the stream, press the like button, guys. Just press it. You almost 100 viewers are there, so just once, just give one like and share it with your friends. And if you would like to trade on Bybit, it's a very good exchange. Yes, you can trade on Bybit, guys. The link is mentioned in the description. And for scalps, I'm simply watching it. Whatever we get, we buy. Atom, as I mentioned, wait for it to flip on the weekly. So if Atom gives you that weekly flip, which I feel that it already tried to close one candle above already. It tried it 4 point, 4 point. You see, I mean, it tried to close around 4.59, which is a very good levels. I really wanted it to close around 4.578, so barely it managed to close it. So practically, if this week, in 6 days, if Atom closes this way, then I think Atom is going to run from here. I mean, I just want to see Atom do something like this. Just pull back, run from here to $5.6, and again give us a pullback a little bit inverse head and shoulder and run up. And remember, this is going to be your biggest pump on Atom. The target for Atom, in my view, ideally, the bare minimum target for Atom, the way Link did, would be something like this. So you already swept the lows. The lows are reclaimed around 5.6 and go for the equilibrium, reject from there, come back down to 6.8, go for a run up like this, sweep up the highs, come back down for the equilibrium, reject, and then we go for this. It's not going to simply go run up in just one go, no. It's going to do something like this if it really want to go. So this is how you can just probably play your swings. This is how you can play your coin margin longs as well, because Atom is having coin margins on Bybit as well as on Binance. So you can play that way. So that's it. For memes, let me just analyze it, because I did not charted anything for memes. I think Bonk, I charted it. And Floki is something probably we should be playing it for our challenge trade. Because I think I have tested this strategy very nicely. So I'll be looking for more scalps for our challenge trade based on the strategy that we are using and the way we should be managing our risk actually. So if you look at the weekly time frame for Floki, I think what Floki is basically doing, or it did actually. So I think Floki is done with the 5 waves actually, practically. So if you can see here, that was your wave 1, that was your wave 3, over here, that was your wave 4, and that is your wave 5. So you already got 5 waves actually. Now I just want to see a little bit more deeper on the Floki. Let me just see if, yeah, this is the perfect data that we can have it. So you see, the move we are watching is more like, ABC, you see, means that this is some sort of A, this is B, and this is C, okay, that ends here. Again, we got some nice pullback. Again, this can be A, B, and C. Or this is like a 5 waves actually. Sorry, my mistake. So that's like a 5 waves over here. You see? So this seems to me like some sort of the dump that we got, in 2022. This is some sort of a relief bounce for ABC move on and upside, practically, meaning that Floki, in my view, very likely it's it is topped out actually, very likely in my view. Come on, what's wrong? We go for 1272 fib and 1414. Ideally your wave B can go till 1272 and maybe 1414, but it should not go beyond those levels. Let me just see whether Floki, we have further more chart for Floki somewhere else. Do we have more data? No, I need a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, we have it on crypto. This is perfect. And this is reliable as well. So try to understand for Floki is some sort of, this is like a range actually we are playing. So that's like a range. Okay. Now imagine whether the range is been taken care of or not. And you already have 5 waves. That's a good 5 waves actually. Very interesting 5 waves. And a double top as well. So this highs was around what? 344,656. This is what? 33348, which means that this highs is taken care of. It's a 344. Yeah, this is a new all-time highs basically. It already made new all-time highs. So practically what I would like to see for Floki would be something like this. Just run up here to the order block, come back down more to this liquidity pool slowly. This is what I would like to see for Floki. because we got the 5 waves, and I would like to see flow keep doing. So basically on the lower term time frame, it may be bullish. It can probably pump from here. It is likely to pump. It's not gonna probably. It is likely to pump from here, or maybe like one more down, like to 10875. But even if you buy here, you can make another 40 to 50% gains minimum. Because there is a strong order block on the weekly as well over here on the flow key. So that's a good order block that you have. Practically speaking, a 40-50% move is an expectation for Floki on an upside, but overall it's topped out in my view, and I think this is going to dump to an equilibrium, probably 399. And if things goes well, and if my count are correct, we are likely going to see Floki bouncing like this and just dumping back down to the lows actually, where it started off, forming a bigger accumulation pattern, and that accumulation is going to be bullish actually. Maybe just go down here for the order block, and it just really pump from there to something like this. So that is going to be very, very bullish then at that point of time. So yeah, but for now I think LTF is bullish, expecting 40-50% move in the next few days, maybe coming days. The dip is also a possibility, but overall I think it's going to retest the order block. Last chart, probably I'm just gonna check it. Let's check. Rose is flipping weekly range lows. Let's check Rose. I was expecting it to have one more push up and hold this green box, which we flipped under actually. It just went the push up and went down till 786 Fibonacci levels, which is good. The fibs 786, very few us did it actually. I wish that a lot of us would have hit 0786. Right now I say, my friend, that forget about the weekly, but you should be more focused on the hours and time frame if you really want to play some big scalps. So basically, first thing first, this is not a diagonal, it is an incomplete diagonal. So that's not a diagonal at all. The move was ABC practically, and the move downside as we're watching is another ABC. Wait for it to flip on the weekly, give us a retest. Once we start seeing an accumulation like this, you can long it. The target will be this order block. The overall structure, it looks great. The minimum target would be this range highs ideally, and if it flips that level here, if it flips, then we'll look for more upside, as this whole pump is going to like ABC. So the only bull count is, also we have 786. So just play 786, 786. So the retest you want for the longs would be 0.14 Fibonacci levels. Okay. Which is going to be roughly around 584 if you really want to have some sort of a, pullback in case. So you want to see a retest, you go up here, reject, come back down like this, retest, flip it up. Once you flip up, you buy and you let it ride. But till then, just wait for long. Don't just rush into it. It's at resistance. It's going into resistance, my friends. You just don't go into resistance buying. You don't buy the resistance. Yeah, I mean, Floki. Yeah, we can complete the challenge with Floki. I agree. And that's the reason I'm just going to plan probably with just 3x long or 3x short. That's it. Or we can also do it with FET. Just want to play that swing. We can just convert it probably 100x, 1x to 2x. We can make it easily. And definitely, I'm very serious about it making. It's not that I've just probably not going to do the challenge. No, I'm just waiting for the right moment to come. Because now that the market looks very clear to me, it's just that, yes, these dips are for buying deals that we are confident about. I think even Rose, if it flips, would be nice. Atom, we can just probably buy the spot and hold it. If it flips, close one more week, would be very, very nice. I mean, 3-4x is going to be good gain on Atom. the next couple of months, I am planning for now at this moment till the dip that I'm expecting to get it. I'll be just playing scalps. Once the dip is given, only swings, because October, November normally I play swings, and even December. So I think November, December, October, November, December we play swings, and I think January beginning you will see some dump in the market, and you know, uh, maybe 25th of Jan to 28th of Jan, the date of my birthday, the market is going to pump up. And you also have Chinese New Year coming in, so normally the market pumps after the Chinese New Year. So you buy before the Chinese New Year, the dip is going to happen before the Chinese New Year, you buy it, and you just probably keep on continuing it. So for now I'm just, scalp. Once the dip is given, we look for swings. And how are we going to play swings? So it's not like I'm just simply, going to give you one long and forget about it. What we might do is, the market pumps up in 5 waves. You guys know right now, you know it, right? So it pumps up in 5 waves. What we're gonna do is, if we can literally catch this wave 2, so this wave 3, inside this wave 3 there are gonna be 5 waves. It's going to have 5 waves. So we are trying to play the swings, with like hedging positions. So practically you long the wave 2 or maybe wave 1. So you go for the wave 2 here. You DCA, we add more position, we add our profits as well. We then probably look for wave 3, 4, 5. We wait for 3. We don't do anything for the wave 4. We go for the wave 3, and then the bigger wave 4, then we're gonna get it like this wave 4. We're going to DCA more, we're going to add it more so that we can make more. So simply, this is how, we started with this entry over here. We might start with this entry right now from the bottom, but till we go up here, our entry should be somewhere around here, or maybe somewhere around here, depends on how much, we risk our profits. So this is how the swings can be compounded. You can just compound your swing positions and you can make more money with the profits. So this is how I'm planning to do actually. Actually, Discord is not having any anonymous, feedback. You can simply give feedback openly, even if you really want to, maybe criticize me. I'm absolutely open for it, because that is how I'm going to improvise myself, and myself as well as Shaur and our team. So definitely we are going to improvise it. So don't worry about it. If you want to give any feedback you have, openly share with it so everybody can know. And you should also be, keeping track on how we are improvising or working upon your feedback. But trust me, whatever you're going to post, you are definitely not going to have to worry about it. Nothing. I mean, I am not like any other guys who just simply going to block someone who's going to criticize me. No. And if you feel that you still don't want to post it under the feedback, you can simply DM me, so that I can actually know exactly what you think. And if you feel that this is the point, these are the things that I am lagging, or the community is lagging, yes, definitely work upon it to bridge the gap so that we all can win actually. So that's all, guys. Have a nice day. Take care.